previous lecture, we have to study what is the image, what are how to convert the image into the digital form. Okay. Next part, we have to study what are the different color maps or color models which are used in image processing. Now we have to start our actual first chapter. What is the digital image processing? What are the different applications related with the digital image processing? Okay. So first thing, generally, when I record the scene and send the signal, so how this image will be captured? So there are number of different techniques which are used. So in real life, human can see the particular image object, and this object, the signal will be sent to the memory or brain, and brain will be identified. Brain will be processed that, and it can identify something. So this is actually a process which can done in a human body. Okay, so that means I record the scene. So I uh, I focus on the particular object. I send some signals to that particular object, and then object will be return some signal to the back to the eye. So I capture that signal sent to the brain, and brain will be process that and identify the object. This is actual process which are done in a human brain or human life. So signal get processed by the brain and some meaningful information is obtained. Okay, so generally suppose I want to see this is our PC, so or this is a laptop. So my eye send the signal. Signal will be focused on that particular object. Then that object return something to my return some signal to the my eyes. I capture that signal and that signal will be sent to the brain. So brain can process that, and when this processing can be done, that particular brain identify that this object is a laptop, or this object is a computer, or this object is a mobile. So this is actual process which are done in our brain or in our eye system. Means in human life, how this image processing will be takes place. So this is a one of the important example, or this is one of the example. Means my eye will be send signal to specific object, then that object returns some signal to my eye. I capture that signal. That signal will be sent to the brain. Brain process that, and then after processing, that particular brain identify some information, identify some meaningful information, and that object will be identified. If the particular object is already known, then object will be identified. If the object is not known, brain cannot be identified that object. सो दिस इज ऍक्च्युअली टेक्निक. जनरली बघा, आपल्याला एखादी वस्तू बघितलेली असेल तर पुन्हा आपण ती वस्तू बघितली तर आपल्याला त्या वस्तूचं नाव किंवा त्याचं माहित होतं. पण एखादी वस्तू बघितलीच नसेल तर आपल्याला ब्रेन त्याचं कॅप्चर करत नाहीये. सो दिस विल बी वन ऑफ द इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग. सो सिग्नल गेट प्रोसेस्ड बाय द ब्रेन. So whatever the signal sent by the eye, that will be processed by the brain, and then brain will be identify something. What is that object? So some meaningful information will be obtained, and this is the concept of image processing. This is the concept of image processing. So from that signal, from that particular image, brain can identify what is the type of image or what is the name of the image object. So that will be image processing. So image processing is done by the human from its born to till death. So in real life, image processing can be done each and every moment, each and every seconds. Okay, so from the born to death, that processing will be takes place. So whenever you have to see something, that signal will be sent to the brain. Brain can identify or process that, and it can be identified by the some object. So this is a image processing technique which is done in actual life. So here the need to extract the information from the image. So in a digital image processing or in image processing, we can first extract the information from the image. Suppose I have to see this laptop. Okay, so my eye send the signal to that object will be written something signal. So this signal will be processed by the brain. So in that brain can extract the information about this object or about that image, and interpret that their content is one of the important factors. So from that particular object, brain can identify or brain can extract some information from that object. म्हणजे समजा आपण एक एक्झाम्पल घेऊया की आपण समजा मी मोबाईलकडे बघितलं, मग मोबाईलकडे बघितल्यानंतर माझं ब्रेन काय करतो, सो ब्रेन काय करतो की त्याचं साईज किती आहे, वेट काय आहे, त्याच्यावरून तो त्याचा डिस्प्ले काय आहे किंवा त्याचं हे काय आहे त्याच्यावरून तो आयडेंटिफाय करतो की दिस इज अ मोबाईल. किंवा मी लॅपटॉपकडे बघितलं, मग लॅपटॉप आणि मोबाईल ह्या दोन्ही तो आयडेंटिफाय कसा करेल की मोबाईल हा छोटा आहे, लॅपटॉप हा मोठा आहे. Okay, so that information will be extracted by the brain, and then that based on that information, based on that extracted information, that particular brain identify what is the object. So the extracting of the information from the image is one of the important part for the object identification or from the image processing concept. So the need to extract information from the image and interpret that the content of that image is one of the important factor to develop the image processing concept. So one of the another example we have to take on that for example number plate recognition. This is one of the best example. So number plate recognition, so in many of that particular toll plaza, okay, so camera can capture the particular number plate. So that signal, that captured image will be sent to the system. System can process that and it can divide that particular image into each character. Then it can process that and it can identify whether that character is M, H or something 4, 5, whatever may be. So that number, so it can identify. So when a signal will be processed or image will be processed, it can have some information, it can correct the information, it can collect the information, and it can extract the information, and that from that information that particular image will be identified, that object will be identified. And this is one of the important steps for development of image processing and computer vision. So image processing involves the processing of the image. So this is a simple definition of image processing. So image processing, which is involved processing of the image. So processing, see what is mean by this processing. So processing of the image. So there are lots of different factors which are used in a processing concept. Okay, so we have to see one by one this. So understand this basic concept. Now next part we have to cover. So what is the image? So we already discussed this, but for the review purpose we have to cover here. So image is nothing but visual representation of the object, person or scene which are produced by some optical devices such as mirror, lens, camera, eye, whatever may be. Okay, so image is nothing but which is visual representation of specific object. त्या particular object's representation, and that representation will be captured by some optical lens such as eyes, mirrors, lens or cameras. Okay, whatever that part. Then next, this representation is generally whenever we have to capture the image, that image will be in a 2D form. So we already discussed all these parts. So this representation is a 2-dimensional, although it is correspond to the real world 3-dimensional object. Okay, so we know that the image is a 2D function. So I is equal to f of xy, where x and y are the coordinates of the intensity level f. So this f will be all finite discrete quantity of the particular image. So we already discussed this part. Okay, now next, what is the digital image? Next part is what is the digital image. आता image बघितला. So what is the digital image? So digital image is a representation of 2-dimensional image. See, we have to study the digital image is a representation of 2D image or 2-dimensional function using finite number of points, usually referred as picture element, pulse or whatever this pixels. Okay, see, so digital image is a representation of 2D. So already we have to discuss all these parts. So this is finite number of points which are called as picture element, pulse, or it will be known as a pixel. So pixel is most used quantity, or whatever we have to deals with picture element, pulse or pixel, both are same, or all these are same, but we can generally refer as a pixels. Okay, so each pixel is represented by the one or more numerical value. So it depends upon what type of image that pixel will be represent. If your image is grayscale image, it has lies between 0 to 12. So it has only one numerical value. And if the image is color image, so it has three values. One represented for the red, one represented for the green, and one represented for the blue. So RGB. So this is a color image. So this part also we have to discuss. So pixel is a term most widely used to denote the elements of the digital image. Okay. So next. Now, what is digital image processing? Now, next part is what is the digital image processing? So we have to study what is the image, what is the digital image, and now next part is what is the digital image processing. So digital image processing is nothing but, so in general form we can say that processing of the image is nothing but image processing. So digital image processing can be defined as the science of modification of digital image by means of the computer, digital computer. So digital image processing is nothing but modification of our original image into some other form. So it may be other form, may be different types. It may be one another image, it may be one part of the image, it may be some part of the image, it may be some edges, whatever may be. So modification of original image into some another form. So that is called by using the digital computer, and that is known as the digital image processing. So digital image processing involves processing of image with the help of digital computers. So this is the basic definition of digital image processing. So since both the images and the computers that process them in digital form. So here the image is in digital form, computer is in a digital form, so processing also done in by using the digital form. So this is a digital image processing. For this purpose, we may use different types of algorithms. Now, for the process, now what is the modification? Why we can do the modification of the image? So there are lots of reasons why we can modify the image. So we have to see one by one in next points. Okay, so modification. So that is modification is the processing of that image. So processing of the image has required different types of techniques, and these different types of algorithms are used for the modification of the image, processing of the image. So based on what type of output you want to, what type of modified image you want to, based on that we have to use the different types of images. So this is nothing but digital image processing with the help of different algorithms. So we refer to latter as image manipulation to make this distinction one more explicit. So this is also known as image manipulations. Okay, so understand digital image processing. Okay, now next point, digital image processing. Okay, now see, in this definition we can say that we can modify, we can process the original image and we can get some another image. So what is mean by the processing? So this manipulation or this processing can be divided into three main categories, three main groups, and different several subcategories. Okay, so first important category is image processing. So in that image processing, we can take the input as the image and we can produce the output as the image. So based on some processing, so what type of processing? So it may be contrast enhancement, it may be brightness enhancement, it may be some enrichment, it may be some filtering technique, whatever may be the technique. So there are lots of different techniques are used in the processing. So first is image is input and output, image adjustment. So adjustment means brightness adjustment, contrast adjustment, color adjustment. So that will be different parts. आपण जनरली आपण मोबाईल मध्ये एखादा फोटो काढला तर तो फोटो आपण जर व्हॉट्सअपला किंवा फेसबुकला टाकायचा म्हणलं तर आपण काय करतो, वी हॅव टू मॉडिफाय दॅट इमेज. आपण मॉडिफिकेशन करतो. मॉडिफिकेशन करतो म्हणजेच काय करतो, सो वी हॅव टू increase the brightness or we can adjust the color combination, we can in some situation we can convert into black white picture. Okay, we make options. So we can define image adjustment, image enrichment, enhancement. So we can, so when we have to take the real life image, so the real life image consists of some noise. So there are so many drawbacks in that image. समजा आपण एखादा फोटो घेतला तर तो फोटो काय क्लिअर असेल असं नसतं, की काही सिच्युएशनला तो फोटो खराब असू शकतो किंवा त्यात लाईट कमी असेल, अशा पद्धतीने असेल. सो वी कॅन एनहान्स दॅट इमेज. So we can increase the contrast. We can we can remove the noise from that particular image. So image enhancement is used. Then image filtering. We can filter the image. We can particular section of the image, or we can find that particular image. Okay, so image transformation, we can convert image from one form to another form. So that is image transformation. Image compression, we have to compress the image. Compression means we can reduce the size of the image, we can convert the different size of the image. So that is image compression. But compression is one important thing, it can reduce the size, but when you can do the compression, there will be important condition, that is lossless compression is required. Means that particular image doesn't lose any information. So that is lossless compression. So image compression is also one of the important. Then watermarking and encryption, that is also important thing. See, watermarking, so in some images there are some watermarks. Okay, so that watermarks we have to add it, or we can remove that watermark. So that is also image processing. Or encryption, suppose you want to send some secret message. Okay, so you can embed that message into some image and send that image. So that is one of the encryption. Okay, so encryption technique is used. Okay, so this is the image processing. So there are lots of different techniques in image processing. अशा अनेक टेक्निक्स आहेत इमेज प्रोसेसिंग. सो इमेज इज द इनपुट अँड आउटपुट, इमेज adjustment, so there may be brightness adjustment, contrast adjustment, color adjustment, or there are lots of techniques we have to study in a few next chapters. Image enhancement, image filtering, image transformation, image compression, watermarking in removing or watermarking, adding encryption of the particular message into the image. So these are the some of the basic processing techniques. म्हणजे आपण जो ओरिजिनल डेफिनेशन बघितले, वी हॅव टू मॅनिप्युलेट, वी हॅव टू प्रोसेस द इमेज अँड वी हॅव टू फॉर्म न्यू इमेज. सो दिस न्यू इमेज uses this processing or the manipulation will be uses. These are the some of the technique. Then next is image analysis. This is one of the another part, image analysis. So analysis, we can find some information from that image, so that will be image analysis. Okay, so image analysis, so from that image analysis we can find the size of the image, what are the bit level of the image, what memory required to image. So all this statistical information we have to use. Or some binary operations. Okay, so binary operations, we have to convert that image into the binary form. Binary form means black white image. Okay, region of interest, so we have to find the segmentation. So region of the interest, we have to find the specific interest. Suppose for example there are lots of coins image and we want to find the 10 rupees coin only. So that will be a region of interest. So our region of interest is we want to find the 10 rupees coin from that list of images, or whatever the 10 rupees coin which are available on that image. So we can find that, and that is our region of interest. So that will be image analysis. Okay, then next part is image understanding. Okay, so image understanding, so how this image will be classified, how this image will be clustered, or we can find the target audience, or we can say that a segmentation part, object recognition part. So that is image understanding. Means suppose there are lots of images, how to identify word two number or 4 number plate recognition मध्ये आपण हे वापरू शकतो. So image understand. So when we can capture the image, what are the different sectors, what are the different objects which are available on that image. So that is image understanding. So that in that there are different techniques: image classification, image registration, image clustering, target identification and tracking. So there are lots of techniques are available. So these are the some of the important categories which are available in a processing or manipulation of the image. इमेज मॅन्युप्युलेशन करायचं किंवा इमेज प्रोसेसिंग करायचं म्हणजेच काय. सो दॅट आर सम ऑफ द एक्झाम्पल विच आर गिव्हन मी. सो इमेज प्रोसेसिंग, then image analysis and image understanding. So these are the main part of the image processing technique, or that are the main part of the manipulation or processing of the image. Okay, now this is another part, image industry. Now the next part, so we will focus on the fundamental concept, the main category, that is image processing. Now in next chapters 2, 3 or next chapters we have to mainly concentrate on image focusing. म्हणजे आपण पुढे जे चॅप्टर शिकणार आहे त्यामध्ये आपण महत्वाचं काय आता बऱ्याचसे ते पार्ट आपण करणार आहे. सो वी हॅव टू ऑल्सो स्टडी इमेज सेगमेंटेशन, ऑब्जेक्ट रिकॉग्निशन. दीज आर ऑल्सो पार्ट आर अवेलेबल बट दॅट आर इन लास्ट चॅप्टर्स. बट in a previous next few chapters we have to study image processing. Okay, so image processing means we have to enhance the image. So our original image consists of some noise or blur or some disturbances in the image, or some light will be dim, or some color is not proper on that image. So we have to process such type of image and we have to remove some drawbacks in that image and we can get the enhanced image. So that is main part of the image processing. See, whenever you want to find some information in that image, you need to convert that image into proper form or that clear form. Okay, तुम्ही बघा कुठलीही इमेज तुम्हाला त्या इमेज मधलं प्रॉपर जर ऑब्जेक्ट फाइंड करायचं असेल तर तुम्हाला ती इमेज कशी पाहिजे, क्लिअर इमेज पाहिजे. So that is one of the important part, and that's why the image processing has one of the important step, that image enhancement. So whatever the input image, we can apply some processing technique and we can get some enhanced image, and this is one of the main area of the image processing technique. So in next few chapters we have to study the concept of image processing. Okay, so in that we have to study how to add the blurring, how to remove the blur, how to add the noise, how to remove the noise, how to increase the contrast, how to increase the brightness, how we can enhance the image using some color schemes. So that all part we have to study in a next point. So that is main category, so image processing. Okay, so further we will be restrict ourselves as a two-dimensional image processing. Now see, we have to use the 2D image processing. So we already discussed the definition. In that definition, image is a 2D. But nowadays, generally आतापर्यंत आपण असं म्हणतो की 2D इमेज असतात, पण काही आता नवीन जे टेक्नॉलॉजी आलेले आहे, तो नवीन टेक्नॉलॉजी मध्ये आपल्याला काय दिसतंय. ओके, सो अँड दॅट न्यू टेक्नॉलॉजी, आता जी आपण नवीन टेक्नॉलॉजी त्यामध्ये आपल्याला इमेजेस ह्या 3 डायमेन्शन इमेजेस आहेत. ओके, काही इमेजेस तुम्ही बघा, तुम्ही इल्युजन म्हणून एक कन्सेप्ट आहे, तुम्ही जर गुगलला सर्च केले इल्युजन्स म्हणून तर तुम्हाला त्या इमेज तुम्हाला दिसतील. तर त्या इमेज कशा 3 डायमेन्शन इमेज असतात. ओके, मग त्या 3 डायमेन्शन इमेज पण आपल्याला प्रोसेसिंग करतात. पण आता आपण सध्या रिस्ट्रिक्ट काय केलंय की आपण आपलं वर्किंग फक्त काय करतोय 2 डायमेन्शनल इमेजच्या रिलेटेडच आपण करणार आहे. बट सेम कन्सेप्ट यू हॅव टू इम्प्लिमेंट इन द 3 डायमेन्शन, नो प्रॉब्लेम. ओके, सो हियर फर्दर वी रिस्ट्रिक्ट ourselves to 2 dimensional image processing, although most of the concept and techniques that are to be described are easily implemented in 2, 3 or more dimension. म्हणजे आता आपण फक्त काय करणार आहे 2 डायमेन्शनल इमेजवरच कॉन्सन्ट्रेट करणार आहे. पण तुम्ही जर 3 डायमेन्शन किंवा 4 डायमेन्शन, आता मला ते काल का परवाच्या लेक्चरमध्ये कोणीतरी प्रश्न विचारला होता की कॅन वी प्रोसेस द 3 डायमेन्शन इमेज, सो वी कॅन डू दिस. बट for that purpose restriction, here we have to only concentrate on 2 dimensional, but same technique you have to implement in a 3 dimension. म्हणजे आपण जे 2 डायमेन्शनला टेक्निकला जे वापरतोय ते टेक्निक तुम्ही 2 डायमेन्शन 3 डायमेन्शनला सुद्धा वापरू शकता. So this is a basic digital image processing. Now one of the important term, so there are 3 categories of image processing. बहुतेक आता मीटिंगचं टाइम संपतंय, आपण मीटिंग रिस्टार्ट करू, त्यामध्ये हा पण पॉइंट एक्सप्लेन करूया. ओके, सो डिजिटल इमेज प्रोसेसिंग बेसिक कन्सेप्ट लक्षात आली का डिजिटल इमेज प्रोसेसिंगची. व्हॉट इज द इमेज, बघा आपण आजच्या पार्ट मध्ये काय कव्हर केले, व्हॉट इज इमेज, व्हॉट इज द डिजिटल इमेज, अँड व्हॉट इज द डिजिटल इमेज प्रोसेसिंग. ओके ओके, कॅन यू स्टार्ट, चालू करूया आपण.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In this point we have to study what is the digital, what is the image, digital image, what are the processing. Now, based on what is the input and what is the output, based on that there are basically 3 types of image processing. So the term image processing is refers to all the techniques and application where output is a modifier. So that part we have to discuss. See, in image processing, we have to input the image, process that, and something output will be done. So based on what is the input, based on what is the input and what is the output, based on that, there are three levels of image processing are used. First is low level image processing, second is mid level image processing, and third is high level image processing. Means what is the input to the processing technique and what is the output. See, in image processing, in some situation, we have to provide input as an image and output will be in another form, another image. Okay, so basically, whenever you have to do the image processing, input will be image, but output will be in another form. So in some situation, output will be one image, output will be one some information, output will be some extracted or some segmented part, whatever may be. So in output form, there are different ways. इनपुटला तुम्ही इमेज असेल पण आउटपुटला इमेज असेलच असं नाहीये. आउटपुटमध्ये वेगवेगळा पार्ट असू शकतो. सो आउटपुट मे बी इमेज, आउटपुट मे बी सम अनदर इन एक्सट्रॅक्टेड इन्फॉर्मेशन, आउटपुट मे बी अनदर फॉर्म. म्हणजे उदाहरण घ्यायचं म्हणलं, सपोज वी वॉन्ट टू एनहान्स द इमेज, वी हॅव टू इन्क्रीज द ब्राईटनेस. सो इनपुट इज इमेज, आउटपुट इज इमेज. बट सपोज वी हॅव टू फाइंड द object recognition, we can number plate recognition. So input is some image having number, but output is actually what is the number that of the number plate will be consist. So that number is not image, so that is some information which are extracted from the image. So based on what is the input and what is the output, there are number of three processing levels. So low level processing, mid level processing, and high level processing. So we have to discuss each by one. Okay, so first low level processing. So in low level processing, it can involve the actions such as image pre-processing to reduce the noise, contrast, enhancement, image sharpening. Means that we have to input as image and output is also image. So in low level processing, if the input is image and output is also image. So low level processing generally consists of input as an image and output as also image. So this is a low level processing. So generally what are different operations will be done in low level processing. So it can image processing consist of reduce noise, contrast enhancement, image sharpening, or image enhancement or image enrichment. That will be consist in low level processing. म्हणजे जी इमेज आहे ती इमेज शार्प करणे किंवा ती इमेज चांगली दिसेल असं करणं हे म्हणजेच लो लेवल इमेज प्रोसेसिंग. ओके, सो in that there are number of techniques. So it may be reduce noise, contrast enhancement, color enrichment, or brightness increasement. So that are number of different techniques in low level processing. Now next is mid level processing. So mid level processing starts in generally focus on a segmentation, partition of the image, okay, into different objects. जसं मगाशी एक्झाम्पल सांगितलं, सपोज आय हॅव टू डिफरंट कॉइन्स इमेज अँड आय वॉन्ट टू फाइंड ओनली 10 rupees coins image from that all. So this is a example of segmentation. Okay, so we have to divide the image into number of different segments, number of different parts, and that is segmentation. Or suppose there are 5 students which are image having the 5 students. So we want to identify each student. So that is the segmentation part. So the mid-level processing has focused on the segmentation part, or that is known as partition of the image into different region or different objects. So based on whatever this. So description of this object is reduced to the from suitable computer processing or classification technique. Okay, so by using this segmentation technique, by using this, we can again use the classification or clustering or regression algorithm. See, another one example is number plate recognition. So same example we have to take a number plate recognition. Now see, we have to take the image of number plate, then we have to divide that number plate into number of single characters. Now suppose the number plate is suppose 8251. This is our number. So our number plate recognition algorithm divide that number plate or divide that image into 4 characters. One is 8, one is 2, one is 5, one is 1. Whatever it is. So these number will be divided. So this number plate is divided into 4 number. So this is actually our number plate. Number plate consists of some numbers. So for example, 5, 8, 2, 9. For example. Now this image will be divided into 4 parts. मग ही image काय केली जाते अशा 4 पार्ट मध्ये डिवाइड केली जाते. So this is one segment. So here this each number will be one segment. Then we can use the classification algorithm. So now how we can identify this is a 5? आता जनरली हा नंबर कुठला आहे आपण कसं ओळखतो? जनरली आपण काय करतो की आपण बघितलं की आपल्याला लक्षात येतं हे 5 आहे, पण हे 5 आहे हे कसं कळतं आपल्याला? तर ह्याच्यासाठी आपण आपला ब्रेन आहे तो क्लासिफिकेशन अल्गोरिदम इम्प्लिमेंट करतो. क्लासिफिकेशन अल्गोरिदम म्हणजेच काय की हे 5 आहे हे आपण कधीतरी शिकलोय. आपण पहिलीत असताना किंवा बालवाडीत असताना हे शिकलेलो आहे की असा जर शेप असेल तर तो काय आहे 5 आहे, किंवा असा जो शेप असेल तो काय आहे 8 आहे. हे आपण शिकलेलो आहे. म्हणजे आपला ब्रेन लर्न झालाय की हा दिस कॅरेक्टर दिस शेप विल बी रिप्रेझेंटेड ॲज 8 और दिस शेप रिप्रेझेंटेड ॲज 5. सो आवर ब्रेन विल बी लर्न. हे लर्न झालेलं की आपण ऑलरेडी लर्न केलेलं आहे. सो दिस क्लासिफिकेशन टेक्निक ह्याला जे ह्याला म्हणलं जातं लर्निंग, सुपरवाइज लर्निंग टेक्निक हे लर्निंग टेक्निक आहे. सो ब्रेन ऑलरेडी यूज दॅट टेक्निक. सो when we have to identify this, when we have to segment this 5 or this image will be, or this segment will be sent to the image classification algorithm, and this algorithm identify the number. Okay, so that will be the classification technique, and this will be mid-level processing. So in that mid-level processing, the input will be generally image. इनपुट आपण पास काय केलंय दिस इज इमेज, वी हॅव टू पास द इमेज, बट आउटपुट विल बी नॉट इमेज. आउटपुट इमेज आहे का नाहीये. आउटपुट काय आहे इट कॅन आयडेंटिफाय अ स्पेसिफिक कॅरेक्टर, इट कॅन आयडेंटिफाय स्पेसिफिक कॅरेक्टर. ओके, सो दिस इज नॉट इमेज, दिस इज अ वन स्ट्रिंग. सो द जनरली in mid level of processing input is the image but output is not image. Output may be image, but it is not obvious, it is not an image, but it may be some another information. So output are the attribute extracted from the image, some information which are extracted from that image, and that is a mid level processing. जसं आता एक्झाम्पल मी सांगितलं की नंबर प्लेट रिकग्निशन, दिस इज अ एक्झाम्पल. ओके, तर ह्या एक्झाम्पल मध्ये आपण किंवा तुम्ही हे बघितलं असेल फेस रिकग्निशन टेक्निक, ते पण काय आहे तर मिड लेवल प्रोसेसिंग. म्हणजे आपला जो फेस आहे तो काय करतं, ते जे डिव्हाइस आहे डिव्हाइस काय करतं, जो फेस आहे तो कॅप्चर करतं, कॅप्चर केल्यानंतर त्याच्यावर प्रोसेसिंग करतं, आणि त्या पर्टिक्युलर डिव्हाइस मध्ये ऑलरेडी आपले सिस्टीमचं आपला फेसचं ऑलरेडी त्याच्यात हे त्याचे इमेजेस असतात. मग ते त्या पर्टिक्युलर इमेज बरोबर कम्पेअर करतात, आणि कम्पेअर केल्यानंतर मॅच जे होते तो फेस रिकग्नाइज करतात. So that is a image processing. Okay, so this is a mid-level processing technique. So in mid-level processing, some of the image will be captured, that is input is the image, process it, it can divide into number of objects, number of segments, and it can extract some information from that. So this will be mid-level processing. So one of the important thing related mid-level processing is that input is image but output is not image. Output may be different types. So it may be some extracted information, it may be some string, it may be some character, whatever may be. So it depends upon algorithm. So that is mid-level processing. This is the second part. Now third part, that is high level processing. Okay, so high level processing involves making scene of some image of the recognized object as image analysis, and at the far end of the continue performing the function normally associated with the human vision. So in higher level processing, it can take the image, process that image, then it can find some meaningful information from that image and again represent into the form of image. So it is combination of mid level and low level image. So in low level only input is image, output image. So it can enrich that. But in mid level, the image will be converted to meaningful information. Okay, so combination of these two, that is nothing but high level. So in high level image processing, it can take the image, enrich the image, enhance the image. Then we have to find some segment, we have to find some area of interest from that image, and that image will be represented in the form of human visual system. That is one of the another form of image. Okay, so generally in medical field, okay, X-ray or CT scan or MRI scan, this high level image processing will be done. Okay, so this is high level image processing. So high level image processing generally combines first two, that is low level and mid level. So it can take the input as image, output as image, but output will be same, not the same image. Output may be different image. Okay, पण पहिला बघा, पहिला आपण लो लेवल मध्ये काय, image will be converted to another image, but that another image is same image, but it is enhanced image. म्हणजे पहिली जी इमेज आपण घेतली होती तीच इमेज असणार आहे, पण ती एनहान्स्ड असणार आहे. म्हणजे त्यात काही कलरचं मॉडिफिकेशन झालं असेल किंवा कॉन्ट्रास्ट मॉडिफिकेशन और वॉट एव्हर बी, सो दॅट विल बी फर्स्ट. बट इन हाय लेवल प्रोसेसिंग द इमेज विल बी इनपुट, enhance that, we have to find the segment and new image will be generated. ओके, पण नवीन इमेज ही पहिली इमेज असेल तीच आहे का, नाही. सो दॅट इमेज विल बी डिफरंट इमेज. सो दिस इज हाय लेवल प्रोसेसिंग. So understand these three types: low level, high level and mid level image processing. Now image processing is multidisciplinary field. Now this is one of the important concept. So multidisciplinary field. Now image processing. So can we say that image processing is only use the computer system? No. Image processing has different areas. We can use in a different areas. We can apply it in a different areas. Okay, so that is multidisciplinary. And when we want to use the digital image processing, it uses different disciplines. Okay, so for example, we can consider the आता मागे एक मी example, मागे मी एक स्टेटमेंट सांगितलं होतं की इट युजेस डिफरंट टाइप्स ऑफ अल्गोरिदम. म्हणजे आपल्याला प्रोसेसिंग करायचंय तर त्याला अल्गोरिदम वापरावं लागतं, वेगवेगळे अल्गोरिदम. सो वेन वी टॉक अबाउट द अल्गोरिदम, सो अल्गोरिदम, when we have to talk about the algorithm, it can include the mathematics and statistics in the part. Now another important thing, so we can talk about the optics. आपण पहिल्या डेफिनेशन मध्ये बघितलंय की इमेज विल बी कॅप्चर युजिंग सम ऑप्टिक्स. इट मे बी लेन्स, इट मे बी कॅमेरा और व्हाट एव्हर मे बी. सो ऑप्टिक्स मीन्स इट विल बी गोज टू फिजिक्स, इट विल बी गोज टू फिजिक्स. सो इमेज प्रोसेसिंग इज मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी फील्ड. हे एकच कॉम्प्युटर सायन्सच फील्ड आहे असं नाही म्हणता येणार. सो इट इज अ मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी फील्ड. सो इट कॅन हॅव युजेस डिफरंट टाइप्स ऑफ डिसिप्लिन्स इन दॅट, अँड इट कॅन अप्लाय टू ऑल्सो डिफरंट डिसिप्लिन्स. म्हणजे हे एकाच फील्डसाठी वापरलं केलं जातं असं नाहीये. हे इम्प्लिमेंट करण्यासाठी सुद्धा अनेक वेगवेगळी डिसिप्लिनचा वापर केला जातो आणि हे वापरलं पण दुसऱ्याकडे वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी वापरलं. सो इमेज प्रोसेसिंग इज अ मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी फील्ड विथ कंट्रीब्युशन फ्रॉम द डिफरंट ब्रांचेस ऑफ सायन्स सच as mathematics, statistics, physics and mainly computer science, and also electrical engineering. This is also one of the important. See, electrical engineering, this is deals with the signal processing. Electrical engineering generally deals with the signal processing. So image is nothing but it is a signal. Image is nothing but signal. आपण मागाशी बघितली की I can send some signal to the object, object can send return to the signal. So this signal processing, that is also applied in a digital image processing. So this is electrical engineering. So mainly when we can say that a multidisciplinary field means mainly digital image processing involves in mathematics, statistics, physics, computer science and electrical engineering. So these are the most used field in a digital image processing. म्हणजे ह्या सगळ्याचा वापर करून डिजिटल इमेज प्रोसेसिंग केलं जातं. Okay. Moreover, it overlaps other areas such as pattern recognition, machine learning, artificial intelligence, human vision system. This is also one of the new applications of the digital image processing. म्हणजे digital image processing चे हे सुद्धा काही applications आहेत की जे pattern recognition आहे, machine learning आहे, artificial intelligence आहे किंवा human vision system आहे. बऱ्याच ठिकाणी कॉम्प्युटर विजन किंवा ह्युमन आता एक जनरल एक्झाम्पल घ्यायचं बघा, ड्रायव्हरलेस कार. दिस इज वन ऑफ द ऍप्लिकेशन ऑफ डिजिटल इमेज प्रोसेसिंग. ड्रायव्हरलेस कार काय करते? सो इट कॅन कॅप्चर द इमेजेस किंवा समोरच्या इमेज कॅप्चर करते, अनालिसिस करते आणि ऑब्स्टॅकल आहे का नाही हे फाइंड करते. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द ऍप्लिकेशन ऑफ डिजिटल इमेज प्रोसेसिंग. ह्युमन विजन सिस्टीम. ओके, कॉम्प्युटर विजन किंवा ह्युमन विजन, दिस इज अ लेटेस्ट ब्रांच. हे एक लेटेस्ट ब्रँच आहे, रिसर्च ब्रँच आहे किंवा ते हे आता सध्या मार्केटमध्ये जास्त यायला लागलेलं आहे. So that is also one of the areas of the digital image processing. हे digital image processing मध्ये पण हे पार्ट येतो. So this is three types. Understand these three types? Okay. So low level. Okay. So low level, mid level, and high level. So these are the three parts of the digital image processing. Now